One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish by Dr. Seuss. Down here, from there to here, from here to there, funny things are everywhere. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Black fish, blue fish, old fish, new fish. This one has a little star. This one has a little car. Say, what a lot of fish there are. Some are red and some are blue. Some are old and some are new. Some are sad and some are glad. And some are very, very bad. Why are they sad and glad and bad? I do not know. Go ask your dad. Some are thin and some are fat. The fat one has a yellow hat. From there to here, from here to there. Funny things are everywhere. Here are some who like to run. They run for fun in the hot, hot sun. Oh me, oh my, oh me, oh my, what a lot of funny things go by. Some have 2 feet, some have 4. Some have 6 feet, and some have more. Where do they come from? I can't say, but I bet they have come a long, long way. We see them come, we see them go. Some are fast, and some are slow. Some are high, and some are low. Not one of them is like another. Don't ask us why. Go ask your mother. Say, look at his fingers. 1, 2, 3. How many fingers do I see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He has 11. 11. This is something new. I wish I had 11 too. Bump, bump, bump. Did you ever ride a wump? We have a wump with just 1 hump. But we know a man called Mr. Gump. Mr. Gump has a 7 hump wump. So if you like to go bump, bump, just jump on the hump of the wump of Gump. Who am I? My name is Ned. I do not like my little bed. This is no good. This is not right. My feet stick out of bed all night. And when I pull them in, oh dear, my head sticks out of bed up here. We like our bike. It is made for 3. Our Mike sits up in the back, you see. We like our Mike, and this is why. Mike does all the work when the hills get high.
Can you please read over because I did.
Hello there, Ned. How do you do? Tell me, what is new? How are things in your little bed? What is new? Please tell me, Ned. I do not like this bed at all. A lot of things have come to call. A cow, a dog, a cat, a mouse. Oh, what a bed. Oh, what a house. Oh dear, I cannot hear. Will you please come over near? Will you please look in my ear? There must be something there, I fear. Say, look, a bird was in your ear, but he is out, so have no fear. Again, your ear can hear, my dear. My hat is old, my teeth are gold. I have a bird I like to hold. My shoe is off, my foot is cold. My shoe is off, my foot is cold. I have a bird I like to hold. My hat is old, my teeth are gold, and now my story is all told. We went to look. We saw a nook. On his head, he had a hook. On his hook, he had a book. On his book was how to cook. We saw him sit and try to cook. He took a look at the book on the hook. But a Nook can't read, so a Nook can't cook. So, what good to a Nook is a Hook cookbook? The moon was out, and we saw some sheep. We saw some sheep take a walk in their sleep. By the light of the moon, by the light of a star, they walked all night from near to far. I would never walk. I would take a car. I do not like this one so well. All he does is yell, yell, yell. I will not have this one about. When he comes in, I put him out. This one is quiet as a mouse. I like to have him in the house. At our house, we open cans. We have to open many cans. And that is why we have a Zans. A Zans for cans is very good. Have you a Zans for cans? You should. I like to box. How I like to box. So every day, I box a gox. In yellow socks, I box my gox. I box in yellow gox box socks. It is fun to sing if you sing with a ying. My ying can sing like anything. I sing high and my ying sings low. And we are not too bad, you know. This one, I think, is called a yink. He likes to wink. He likes to drink. He likes to drink and drink and drink. The thing he likes to drink is ink. The ink he likes to drink is pink. He likes to wink and drink pink ink. So, if you have a lot of ink, then you should get a yink, I think. Hop, hop, hop. I am a yop. All I like to do is hop from finger top to finger top. I hop from left to right, and then, hop, hop, I hop right back again. I like to hop all day and night, from right to left and left to right. Why do I like to hop, hop, hop? I do not know. Go ask your pop. Brush, 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 brush. Comb, 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 comb. Blue hair is fun to brush and comb. All girls who like to brush and comb should have a pet like this at home. Who is this pet? Say, he is wet. You never yet met a pet, I bet, as wet as they let this wet pet get. Did you ever fly a kite in bed? Did you ever walk with 10 cats on your head? Did you ever milk this kind of cow? Well, we can do it. We know how. If you never did, you should. These things are fun, and fun is good. Hello? Hello? Are you there? Hello? I called you up to say hello. I said hello. Can you hear me, Joe? Oh no, I cannot hear your call. I cannot hear your call at all. This is not good, and I know why. A mouse has cut the wire. Goodbye. From near to far, from here to there, funny things are everywhere. These yellow pets are called the Zeds. They have one hair up on their heads. Their hair grows fast, so fast they say, they need a haircut every day. Who am I? My name is Ish. On my hand, I have a dish. I have this dish to help me wish. When I wish to make a wish, I wave my hand with a big swish, swish. Then I say, I wish for fish, and I get fish right on my dish. So, if you wish to wish a wish, you may swish for fish with my ish wish dish. At our house, we play out back. we play a game called Ring the Gack. Would you like to play this game? Come down. We have the only gack in town. Look at what we found in the park in the dark. We will take him home. We will call him Clark. He will live at our house. He will grow and grow. Will our mother like this? We don't know. And now, good night. It is time to sleep. So we will sleep with our pet Zeep. Today is gone. Today was fun. Tomorrow is another one. Every day from here to there, funny things are everywhere.
All right, awesome job. Oh, it looks like Aubrey has one of those books too. She's holding it up in her camera. That's super cool.
I have the same exact book.
My auntie have that book. My grandma told me that. It's the same.
All right. Let's see. Rosalie is going to go next. So let me give you presenter. All right, there you go.
Can you all hear me all right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. One red sock. In a big pink chair in a room full of dots sat a purple hippo wearing one red sock. It looks funny this way. This just will not do. So she put on another sock. This one was blue. I have to be fashionable or I cannot be seen. So she put on another sock. This one was green. She stuck out her chin. This one won't ruin my day. So she put on another sock. This one was gray. This is driving me crazy. It just isn't right. So she put on another sock. This one was white. She was losing her patience. She told herself, think. So she put on another sock. This one was pink. Well, I hope this one works. It's the last one I've got. And she pulled on a sock with polka dots. Well, it's not perfect and it's definitely not red. But at least it matches my room, she said. She tottered away happy, though her socks weren't a pair, and the other red sock. It had always been there. The end.
Haven't we listened to that book?
We heard it before.
You might have heard that book in class, but I don't think anybody read that book in our reading yet.
I like that book.
All right.
I'm glad you liked it.
All right. It looks like Jadyn is going to go next. So you should have presenter and be good to go.
Elmo knows what a nose is for. It is for smelling. Elmo can smell nice smells like flowers and fresh cut grass. And stinky smells like trash. This is a funny joke Elmo tells Zoe. A nose can run, but it can't walk. Elmo has only one nose, but look. Elmo has two eyes. Eyes are for seeing. Elmo can see all his friends at playgroup. Elmo sees colors and shapes. Can you see the little blue circle? How about the big red triangle? What else can you see? When Elmo looks in the mirror, Elmo sees Elmo. Watch Elmo do eye tricks. See Elmo wink. Peekaboo, Elmo can see you. Elmo knows what fingers are for. Elmo can touch with his fingers. Blocks feel hard and smooth. The finger paint feels squishy. The bunny's fur feels soft. The sidewalk feels rough and bumpy. Ooh, the water feels cold and wet. Elmo's body is covered with fluffy red fur. Big Bird has soft yellow feathers. Sometimes Big Bird's feathers tickle Elmo. Elmo knows what a tongue is for. It is for tasting. Juice and cookies taste sweet. Oscar brings his own snack, a sardine and a jelly sandwich. One time, Elmo took a bite. Oscar's sandwich tasted sweet and salty and yucky, but Oscar thought it was delicious. Listen to this. Elmo knows what ears are for. They are for hearing sounds as loud as a shout and as soft as a whisper. Ears are for hearing music. Yeah. Here's one more thing Elmo knows about ears. They are for listening to stories. Stories about Elmo and his friends on Sesame Street.
All right.
Best story ever. My brother really likes Elmo a lot.
All right, Nevaeh, you should have presenter and be good to go.
Okay, can you all hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Today I'm reading Horton Hears a Who. On the 15th of May, in the jungle of Nul, in the heat of the day, in the cool of the pool, he was splashing, enjoying the jungle's great joys, when Horton, the elephant, heard a small noise. So Horton stopped splashing. He looked toward the sound. That's funny, thought Horton. There's no one around. Then he heard it again, just a very faint yelp, as if some tiny person was calling for help. I'll help you, said Horton. But who are you? Where? He looked and he looked. He could see nothing there, but a small speck of dust blowing past through the air. I say, murmured Horton, I've never heard tell of a small speck of dust that is able to yell. So you know what I think? Why, I think that there must be someone on top of that small speck of dust. Some sort of a creature of very small size, too small to be seen by an elephant's eyes. Some poor little person who's shaking with fear that he'll blow in the pool he has no way to steer. I'll just have to save him, because after all, a person's a person, no matter how small. So gently and using the greatest of care, the elephant stretched his great trunk through the air, and he lifted the dust speck and carried it over and placed it down safe on a very soft clover. Humph, humph, humphed the voice. 'Twas a sour kangaroo. And the young kangaroo in her pouch said humph too. Why, that speck is as small as the head of a pin. A person on that? Well, there never has been. Believe me, said Horton. I tell you sincerely, my ears are quite in, and I hear him quite clearly. I know there's a person down there, and what's more, quite likely there's two, even three, even four, quite likely. A family, for all that we know, a family with children just starting to grow. So please, Horton said, as a favor to me, try not to disturb them. Just please let them be. I think you're a fool, laughed the sour kangaroo. And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, Me too. You're the biggest blame fool in the jungle of Nul. And the kangaroo plunged in the cool of the pool. What terrible splashing, the elephant frowned. I can't let my very small person get drowned. I've got to protect them. I'm bigger than they. So he plucked up the clover and hustled away. Through the high jungle tree tops, the news quickly spread. Talks to a dust speck. He's out of his head. Just look at him walk, with that speck on that flower. And Horton walked, worrying, almost an hour. Should I put the speck down? Horton thought with alarm. If I do, these small persons may come to great harm. I can't put it down, and I won't, after all. A person's a person, no matter how small. Then Horton stopped walking. The speck voice was talking. The voice was so faint, he could just barely hear it. Speak up, please, said Horton. He put his ear near it. My friend, came the voice. You're a very fine friend. You've helped all us folks on this dust speck no end. You've saved all our houses, our ceilings and floors. You've saved all our churches and grocery stores. You mean, Horton gasped, you have you have buildings there too? Oh yes, piped the voice. We most certainly do. I know, called the voice. I'm too small to be seen, but I'm mayor of a town that is friendly and clean. Our buildings to you would seem terribly small, but to us, they aren't big. They are wonderfully tall. My town is called Whoville, for I am a Who, and we Whos are all thankful and grateful to you. And Horton called back to the mayor of the town. You're safe now, don't worry. I won't let you down. But just as he spoke to the mayor of the speck, three big jungle monkeys climbed up Horton's neck. The Wickersham brothers came shouting, What rot? This elephant's talking to Whos who are not. There aren't any Whos, and they don't have a mayor. And we're going to stop all this nonsense. So there. They snatched Horton's clover. They carried it off to a black-bottomed eagle named Vladikoff. A mighty strong eagle, a very swift wing. And they said, Will you kindly get rid of this thing? And before the poor elephant could even speak, the eagle flew off with the power in his beak. All that late afternoon and far into the night, the black-bottomed bird flapped his wings in fast flight, while Horton chased after with groans over stones that tattered his toenails and battered his bones, and begged, Please don't harm all my little folks, who have as much right to live as us bigger folks do. But far, far beyond him, that eagle kept flapping, and over his shoulder called back, Quit your yapping. I'll fly the night through. I'm a bird. I don't mind it. And I'll hide this tomorrow where you'll never find it. And at 6:56 the next morning, he did it. It sure was a terrible place that he hid it. He let that small clover drop somewhere inside of a great path of clovers 100 miles wide. Find that, sneered the bird, but I think you will fail. And he left with a flip of his black-bottomed tail. I'll find it, cried Horton. I'll find it or bust. I shall find my friends on my small speck of dust. And clover by clover by clover with care, he picked up and searched them and called, "Are you there?" But clover by clover by clover he found that the one that he sought for was just not around. And by noon, poor old Horton, more dead than alive, had picked, searched, and piled 9,005. Then, on through the afternoon, hour after hour, till he found them at last on the 3,000,000th flower. "My friends," cried the elephant, "tell me, do tell, are you safe? Are you sound? Are you whole? Are you well?" From down on the speck came the voice of the mayor. "We've really had trouble, much more than our share. When that black-bottomed birdie let go and we dropped, we landed so hard that our clocks have all stopped. Our teapots are broken, our rocking chairs smashed, and our bicycle tires all blew up when we crashed. So Horton, please," pleaded that voice of the mayor's, "will you stick by us, whose, while we're making repairs?" "Of course," Horton answered. "Of course I will stick. I'll stick by you small folks through thin and through thick." "Humph," humphed the voice. "For almost 2 days you've run wild and insisted on chatting with persons who never existed. Such carrying on is in our peaceable jungle. We've had quite enough of your bellowing bungle. And I'm here to state," snapped the big kangaroo, "that your silly, nonsensical game is all through." And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, "Me too." With the help of the Wickersham brothers and dozens of Wickersham uncles and Wickersham cousins and Wickersham in-laws, whose help I've engaged, you're going to be roped, and you're going to be caged. And as for your dust speck, that we shall boil in a hot steaming kettle of hazelnut oil." "Boil it?" gasped Horton. "Oh, that you can't do. It's all for persons. They'll prove it to you." Mr. Mayor," Horton called. "Mr. Mayor, you got to prove now that you really are there. So call a big meeting, get everyone out. Make every who holler, make every who shout. Make every who scream. If you don't, every who is going to end up in a hazelnut stew." And down on the dust speck, the scared little mayor quick called a big meeting in Whoville town square, and as people cried loudly, they cried out in fear, "We are here! We are here! We are here! We are here!" The elephant smiled. That was clear as a bell. You kangaroo surely heard that as well. "All I heard," snapped the big kangaroo, "was the breeze and the faint sound of wind through the far distant trees. I hear no small voices, and you didn't either." And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, "Me neither." "Grab him," they shouted, and cage the big dope. Lasso his stomach with 10 miles of rope. Tie the knots tight so he'll never shake loose. Then dunk that dumb speck in the bezelnut juice. Horton fought back with great vigor and vim, but the Wickersham gang was too many for him. They beat him, they mauled him, they started to haul him into his cage, but he managed to call to the mare, "Don't give up, I believe in you all. A person's a person, no matter how small. And you very small persons will not have to die if you make yourself heard. So come on now and try." Then Mare grabbed a tom-tom. He started to smack it, and all over Whoville they whooped up a racket. They rattled tin kettles, they beat on brass pans, on garbage pail tops and old cranberry cans. They blew on bazookas and blasted great toots, on clarinets, oompas and boompas and flutes. Great gusts of loud racket rang high through the air. They rattled and shook the whole sky, and the mare called up through the howling, mad hullabaloo, "Hey, Horton, how's this? Is our sound coming through?" And Horton called back, "I can hear you just fine, but the kangaroo's ears aren't as strong, quite as mine. They don't hear a thing. Are you sure all your boys are doing their best? Are they all making noise? Are you sure every who down in Whoville is working? Quick, look through town. Is there anyone shirking?" Through the town rushed the mare, from the east to the west, but everyone seemed to be doing his best. Everyone seemed to be yapping or yipping. Everyone seemed to be beeping or bipping, but it wasn't enough. All this ruckus and roar. He had to find someone to help him make more. He raced through each building. He searched floor to floor. And just as he felt he was getting nowhere and almost about to give up in despair, he suddenly burst through a door, and that mare discovered one shirker quite hidden away in the Fairfax apartments. Apartment 12J, a small, very small shrieker named Jojo was just standing and bouncing a yo-yo, not making a sound, not a yip, not a chirp. And the mare rushed inside and grabbed the young twerp. And he climbed with the lad up the Eiffelberg Tower. "This," cried the mare, "is your town's darkest hour. The time for all who have blood that is red to come to the aid of their country," he said. "We've got to make noises in greater amounts. So open your mouth, lad, for every voice counts." Thus he spoke as he climbed. When they got to the top, the lad cleared his throat and shouted, "Yop!" That yop, that one small extra yop, put it over. Finally, at last, from the speck of that clover, their voices were heard. They rang out clear and clean, and the elephant smiled. "Do you see what I mean? They've proved there are persons, no matter how small, and their whole world was saved by the smallest of all." "How true, yes, how true," said the big kangaroo. "And from now on, you know what I'm planning to do? From now on, I'm going to protect them with you." And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, "Me too. From sun in the summer, from rain when it's fallish, I'm going to protect them. no matter how smallish. And that is the end.
Awesome story. I love the movie of that book. It's a good book movie. All right, it looks like Trent is going next. So let me find Trent here.
Hello, kids.
All right, Trent, you should have presenter.
Trying to figure out which one. Okay, there we go. All right, y'all. Let's get this started. Hand, fingers, and thumb. Oops, and it's just blocked me.
I say we cannot see
By
your screen.
L. Perkins. I hit. Hold on a second. It's acting stupid again. I just hit this. Yeah. Can you see it now?
Nope.
Can't see it now.
Oh, hold on, it's loading. There it goes.
Okay, now it's there.
Okay. All right. Hand, fingers, and thumb by Al Perkins. Okay, what just happened to my book? Okay, I was about to say. And something's off here. Hold on a second. I think something might be wrong. Okay. All right. Hand. I don't know why it's doing this, but I'm gonna bear with it. Hand.
Mine is just
Hand.
loading. Hey, Trent, do you want me to try to share it on my screen?
Yeah. I don't know. It's acting stupid right now. I don't know what's going on.
Let me see if I can grab it real quick. Hold on.
I think my computer is just having a meltdown right now.
I've had a lot of trouble with Big Blue Button today, so it's not just
Do you want hey Kamari, do you want to go and I'll try to grab that book and I can share the screen? Do you want to go ahead and go so we don't have to wait?
All right, Kamari, you should have presenter. Hopefully it'll work for you.
All right.
Yeah. We'll come back to Trent's book.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. The Lorax by Dr. Seuss. At the far end of town where the grickle grass grows and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows and no birds ever sing excepting old crows, is the street of lifted Lorax. And deep in the grickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today, where the Lorax once stood just as long as it could before suddenly lifted the Lorax away. But somebody lifted the Lorax away. What was the Lorax? And why was it here? Why was it there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere far from the far end of town where the grickle grass grows? The old Onceler still lives here. I'll ask him, he knows. You won't see the Onceler, don't knock at his door. He stays in his lickman on the lurkin on top of his store, where he makes his own clothes out of muffed moof
And one special dank midnights in August, he peeks out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you perhaps if you're willing to pay. On the end of the rope, he lets down a tin pail and you have to toss in 15 cents and a nail and a shell of great-great-great-grandfather snail. He pulls up the pail, makes the most careful count to see if you paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you said you paid him away in his secret strange hole in his grooveless glove. Then he grunts, "I will call you by whisper phone, for the secrets I tell are for your ears alone." Slump. Down slips the whisper phone to your ear, and the old Onceler's whispers are not very clear, since they have to come down through a sniggly hose, and he sounds as if he had smallish bees up his nose. "Now I'll tell you," he says, with his teeth sounding gray, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long time ago. Such a long, long time back. Way back in the days when the grass was still green and the pond was still wet, and the clouds were still clean, and the song of the swans rang out in space. One morning I came to this glorious place, and I first saw the trees, the trufla trees. The bright colored truths of the trufla trees, mile after mile of fresh morning breeze. And under the trees, I saw brown barbaloots frisking about in their barbaboot suits as they played in shade and ate trufla fruits. From the rippleless pond came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around. But those trufla trees, all my life I've been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tufts was much softer than silk, and they had the sweet smell of fresh butterfly milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I'd do. I unloaded my cart. In no time at all, I built a small shop. Then I chopped down a trufla tree with one chop, and with great skillful skill, and with great speed, I took the soft tooth and knit it a fiend. The instant I'd finished, I heard the gazunk. I looked, I saw something pop out of a stump of the tree I chopped down. It was short. It was sort of a man. Describe him? That's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mosey, and he spoke with a voice that was sharp sheepish and bossy. "Mister," he said with a sawdusty sneeze, "I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues. And I am asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs." He was very upset as he shouted and puffed, "What's that thing you've made out of my truffula tree tuft?" "Look, Lorax," I said, "there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I am doing no harm. I am being quite useful. This thing is a thing. A thing's a fine something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat. But it has other uses. Yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains, or cover your bicycle seats." The Lord said, "Sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth who would buy that thing." But the very next minute, I proved he was wrong, for just at that minute, a chap came along, and he thought that the thing I had knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax. "You poor stupid guy. You never can tell what some people will buy." "I repeat," cried the Lorax, "I speak for the trees." "I'm busy," I told him. "Shut up if you please." I rushed across the room and in no time at all built a radio phone. I put in a quick call. I called all my brothers and uncles and aunts, and I said, "Listen here. Here's a wonderful chance for our whole Onceler family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast. Take the road to the north niche. Turn left at Weehawken, sharp right at South Stitch." And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Onceler family was working in full tilt. We were all knitting things just as busy bees, to the sound of the chopping of truffula trees. Then, oh baby, oh, how my business did grow. Now, chopping one tree at a time was too slow, so I quickly invented a sharp axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffula trees at one smacker. We were making things for 4 times as fast as before, and that Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. But the next week, the next week he knocked on my new office door. He snapped, "I'm the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. But I'm also in charge of the brown barbaloots who played in the shade in their barbaloot suits and happily lived eating truffula fruits. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffula fruit to go around, and my poor barbaloots are all getting the crummies because they have gas and no food in their tummies. They love living here, but I can't let them stay. They'll have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys," he cried, and he sent them away. I, the Onceler, felt sad as I watched them all go, but business is business, and business must grow, regardless of crummies in tummies, you know. I meant no harm. I mostly truly did not. But I had to grow bigger, so bigger I got. I biggered my factory, I biggered my roads, I biggered my wagons, I biggered my loads of things. I shipped them forth to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went right on biggering, selling more things, and I biggered my money, which everyone needs. Then again, he came back. I was fixing some pipes when old Lorax came back with more gripes. I am the Lorax, he coughed and whiffled. He sneezed and snuffed. He snuffed. He snarled. He snargled. He sniffed. Onceler, he cried, with crumfless croak. Onceler, you're making such smogless smoke. My poor swans, why, they can't sing a note. No one can sing who has smog in his throat. And so, said the Lorax, please pardon my cough. They cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape the smog you've smogged up around here. What's more, snapped the Lorax. His dander was up. Let me say a few words about glopity glop. Your machinery chugs on day and night without stop, making glumpity glump, also slumpity slump. And what do you do with the leftover goo? I'll show you, you dirty old Onceler man, you. You're glumping the pond where the humming fish hum. No more can they hum, for their gills are all gummed. So I'm sending them off on their future daring. They'll walk on their fins to get woefully wary, in search of some water that isn't too smerry. And then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax, now listen here, Dad. All you do is yap yap and say bad, 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 bad. Well, I have my rights, sir, and I'm telling you, I intend to go on doing just what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm I'm figuring on bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, turning more truffle trees into things which everyone needs. And at that very moment, we heard a loud whack from outside. In the fields came a snickering smack of an axe on a tree. Then we heard the tree fall, the very last truffle tree of them all. No more trees, no more things, no more work to be done. So in no time, my uncles and aunts, everyone, all waved me goodbye. They jumped in my cars and drove away under the smoke-smogged stars. Now all that was left neath the bad-smelling sky was my big empty factory, the Lorax, and I. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a glance, just gave me a very sad backward glance. As he lifted himself by the seat of his pants, and I'll never forget the grim look on his face when he hoisted himself and took leave of this place through a hole in the smog without leaving a trace. And all the Lorax and all that the Lorax left here is in this mess was a small pile of rocks with one word, unless. Whatever that means. Well, I just couldn't guess. That was long, long ago, but each day since that day, I've sat here and worried away. Though the years while my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about it with all of my heart. But now, says the Onceler, now that you're here, the word of the Lorax seems perfectly clear, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot. Nothing is going to get better. It's not. So, catch, calls the Onceler. He lets something fall. It's a trufla seed. It's the last one of all. You're in charge of the last of the trufla seeds, and the trufla seed trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new trufla tree. Treat it with care. Give it clean water and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from axes and hacks. Then the Lorax and all his friends may come back. The end.
All right, awesome reading. Cordova, do you need to be presenter now? Oh, I see you got it.
I got it. Okay, Trent.
Hello. Hello. You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you,
I'm
Trent.
just load on my screen. Okay. Hand, fingers, and thumb. Oh, my chair. Okay, let me put this in full screen because I cannot see it. There we go. Hand, fingers, thumb. One thumb, drumming on a drum. One hand, two hands, drumming on a drum. Drum, diddy, dum, dum, dum. Okay. Rings on fingers. Rings on thumb. Drum, 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 drum. Monkeys drum and monkeys hum. Hum, drum, hum, drum, hum, drum, hum. Hand picks an apple. Hand picks a plum. Dum, diddy, dum, dum, dum. Monkeys come and monkeys go. Hands with handkerchief, blow, blow, blow. Hello, Jack. Hello, Jake. Shake hands, shake, shake. Bye bye, Jake. Bye bye, Jack. Dum diddy, whack, whack, whack. Hands play banjos, strum, strum, strum. Hands play fiddles, zum, zum, zum. Dum diddy dum diddy dum dum dum. Hand in hand, more monkeys come. Many more fingers, many more thumbs, many more monkeys, many more drums. Millions of fingers, millions of thumbs, millions of monkeys drumming on drums. Dum. Dum diddy dum diddy dum dum dum. That's it. That is it. Yep.
All right. And I believe we have one more reader.
Well, not to cut you off.
And all right. I believe it's Kailey. You should have presenter now.
Kailey, are you ready? Okay. I can't hear you. Kailey, try to refresh and see if you can fix it. If you can reload it. Jaedleen, you want to go while she's trying to fix hers? Jaedleen, you'll need to get your microphone too. You have to leave audio and come back and get the mic when you come back.
She's on my other line, so.
Kailey, try to say something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Jaedleen.
Okay, great. I don't really have no OHDELA book. I have my own personal book to read. So I go to camera, right?
Yep, you'll turn your camera on.
Yeah, you can just show it on the camera for sure.
Okay, you can see me?
Yep, we can see you.
Hello. Okay, is it okay if I read like 3 stories? See, I have a book that has sorry. Oh, sorry. Everything's blurred out. You can't see the book.
You might have to turn the background off where you blurred it and just leave it normal.
Okay, that's much better.
There we go.
All right. Hello. Okay, I'm going to read you three stories that are very short. This one. You see it? Okay. I have the 10 red hands. Okay. Jen and Ken have 10 red hands. Here's their hands. The 10 hens get fed. The 10 hens get wet. Ken puts the 10 hens in a pen that has a net. See? There's the hens, and he puts them in a net. The 10 hens have beds. See? They're in the beds. Did the hens get in bed? Jen said. Yes, says Ken. The end. Okay, I have another one named Ted, and he's a pirate. Ted has a peg leg. See? It's Ted. He has a peg leg, and he's a pirate. Ted cannot jog with the peg leg. He can hop with the peg leg. He can't jog, but he can jump with his peg leg. Ted has a pet rat, and he's also a pirate. Ted cannot run, but the pet rat can. He's mad at the rat. See? Ted hops to get the rat. He wants to get the rat. He's mad at him. Ted puts the rat in the hat. So he catches the rat and puts it in his hat. Okay. The end. Now, last one. This is a boy named Pat. Pat has a mug and a jug. Pat sips a big sip from his mug. Drinking. The mug is hot. Pat is hot. Mug's too hot for Pat. Then his mom says, "Why you don't use the jug instead?" And Pat used the jug instead of the mug, and now he is happy. The end.
All right, we have one more reader. Hopefully the microphone's fixed for them.
Kailey, I gave you the screen share again. Let's see if it'll work.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Let's try this. I'm sorry, my computer is just running really slow right now. I have no idea why. Okay, can you see my screen?
No.
Not yet, but it might load here. Yep, there it comes. Yep, we're good.
All right, this book is called Flap Your Wings. An egg lay in the path. A boy came down the path. He saw the egg. He looked around. He saw flamingos and frogs and turtles and alligators. Whose egg is this? He called, but nobody answered. Then the boy looked up. He saw an empty nest in the tree. Here's an egg without a nest, he said, and there was a nest without an egg. The boy climbed the tree. He put the egg in the nest, and he went away. Mr. and Miss Bird came home. They were surprised to find an egg in their nest. That's not our egg, said Miss Bird. Look how big it is. But it is an egg in our nest, said Mr. Bird. If an egg is in our nest, you sit on it and keep it warm. It doesn't matter whose egg it is. All right, said Miss Bird, but I wonder what kind of bird will come out of the egg. They took turns keeping the egg warm. First Miss Bird sat on it, then Mr. Bird sat on it. And sometimes because it was so big, they both sat on it. One day, Miss Bird heard a squeaking noise. Help, she said, this egg is squeaking. Mr. Bird came back to the nest and listened to the egg. The egg is not squeaking, he said. It's our baby that is squeaking. He is ready to come out of the egg. Mr. and Miss Bird waited. The egg started to crack, then it cracked some more. And there was a baby. Mr. Bird was very excited. It's Junior, he shouted. What a beautiful baby. Junior opened its mouth. It was a big mouth. It was full of teeth. That's the funniest looking baby I've ever saw, said Miss Bird. Something is wrong. I don't think he's our baby at all. He's in our nest, so he must be ours, said Mr. Bird. His mouth is open. That means he's hungry. When your baby is hungry, you feed him. Mr. and Miss Bird went away to get some food for Junior. Can everyone still hear me?
I can hear you, but the screen is just white.
Yeah, I know. The pages stopped working. It said I had connection issues. My goodness. Hold on 1 second. My book isn't loading anymore.
Okay. Well, sorry about that you didn't get to finish it, but thanks for trying. I think you're just having some technical issues today. Good job, though. Yeah, thanks, everyone. Thanks for having us come and visit you guys and read to you. This has been really fun.
Yeah, thanks for coming to read to us.
Yeah, it was so